with this, content is definitely key. You're not going to be trying to impress your viewers with the digital quality or sharpness. So yeah, still a beast. I'm actually going to shoot a bit more on it. It's upside down. This was me like back in the day, guys. See that? That's a camera in my hand. Started from a very young age. What's going on, guys? Chris here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I got so much stuff to do. I'm actually scared to try to do everything. I have to work on getting my numéro tiré, which is a entrepreneurial number, basically a company number when you're an auto-entrepreneur or like a self-employed person. As I'm growing this freelance business, so there's just generally a lot of paperwork I need to go through and send it out to someone who's helping me get it done. I need to do some homework that's due at 11:59 p.m. tonight. It's annoying, even though I'm on break. I still have homework, whatever. I have my brother's game at 3 I'd like to watch. I have a meeting at 4 with someone who's going to talk about my YouTube channel and try to help me out with that. Also, I'm possibly going to be testing this camera out today. This is the Canon G7x Mark II, and it's a neat little camera. Yeah, it doesn't shoot 4K and the audio is pretty bad, but as a little vlogging camera, I just like it. And it seems pretty reliable, so I might test that out today. All right, putting the ND filter on. What I like about these ND filters is that it's a magnetic cover on the front, so you can just attach it. So you can stow it away pretty easily. So let's attach this. It looks quite a bit better. Okay, I'm not turning on any fancy lights today. I'm really focusing on what I need to get done. Okay, so far I think the process is going well. Just a few more missing documents I need. And yeah, I'm still working on my website, which is weird because I'm usually good at tech related stuff, but I don't like creating websites. They just seem tedious and nothing is ever where I want it to be. I'm using Wix. I tried using Squarespace a little bit as well, but I had already a platform with Wix. I did purchase my domain name that I plan on using already. And once I have my website ready, I will launch it. This is a portfolio website, right? To get more client work. I still have my store where I sell all my presets and LUTs and all that stuff. So if you guys want to check it out, there's a link down below. I think it has some cool things. Okay, so let's talk about the G7X Mark II. Now, yes, this is an older camera. And if you're considering buying this in 2022, that means you probably have a pretty low budget because you're probably looking at a used camera because for the price range, to be fair, you might as well bump up your money a little bit to go for the G7X Mark III or the Sony ZV-1 or the Canon M6 Mark II. That's probably the best of the list I just created there. But let's just talk about this. This is a cute little vlogging camera. The video quality, I'm just gonna say, is good because there are a few different factors to consider when you're talking about video quality. Yes, the resolution is 1080p, so it's not the sharpest image, and if you need to crop in a little bit, you're definitely gonna lose a lot of that quality. But I know vlogging channels that do perfectly well when shooting with cameras like this. Even Mr. Beast shoots with cameras like these. So really the resolution part doesn't really matter. What matters is, and what's good about this camera is the color science is amazing. This is Canon's, basic straight out of the camera, good colors. So if you're not really into color grading, or you're kind of scared to kind of get into that whole realm of video production, then this is a great choice. The dynamic range of this camera isn't really great. It's usable, and you're not gonna be using this to get extremely cinematic footage, but you're probably gonna use this for something like vlogging, so the dynamic range is perfectly fine. When you're shooting with this, the only thing you need to make sure is that you have enough light. Once you have enough light, the image is actually gonna look pretty good. The biggest drawback, honestly, I found with this camera is probably the audio quality. To show you an example, this is what the image looks like, and this is what it sounds like on the Canon R5 with the microphone. And there really isn't a microphone jack you can plug into this, so this is really a camera you're using for run and gun shooting. In situations like this, it might not sound too bad, but when you're outside and there's a lot of ambient noise, it's gonna pick it up because it doesn't really have a very directional microphone. That said, if you're doing mainly studio work or just basic vlogs outside, I think you'll be perfectly fine. Now I do say, after seeing my girlfriend's camera, now she's shooting on the Sony ZV-1, I do like and respect the build and just the overall ergonomics and design of this camera like a lot more. Like I really respect it. It's very heavy compared to the ZV-1. The ZV-1 feels very lightweight. which is good for vlogging and stuff, but this definitely feels more robust. It has a lot of metal components. The buttons are very clicky and responsive. It has a fantastic touchscreen where you can touch to focus or easily just go through the menus and adjust things. It's thought out very well, and this is where Canon shines, in my opinion, over Sony, and that's with just the user experience, which is funny because I feel like Sony kind of dominates in terms of the image quality part, but Canon just makes it fun and easy to use their cameras. Like the battery life on this is great. I've been shooting on it for a while and it hasn't even lost a bar, which is good because I don't have the charger with me. All right, now for photos, it has a 20 megapixel sensor, so it has a lot of resolution there for photography, but I really wouldn't recommend it because I'm more of a professional photographer. But if you want like something for a quick thumbnail and stuff like that, the image quality is perfectly fine. Let me actually just take a picture here. So yeah, the image looks really good, but the autofocus is really fast, and that's kind of what you're getting with this camera. You're getting a point and shoot vlogging camera that will kickstart your YouTube channel, so to speak, so you can get more comfortable in front of the camera. And you could use it for like about a year, and then you're probably gonna wanna upgrade once you watch like other YouTubers and see the quality of their video. Don't compare it obviously to this camera because this is definitely overkill for YouTube. This is the Canon R5. It's full frame, 4K HQ, way more dynamic range and all that. But this is what I use for professional work, like video and stuff like that. So with this, content is definitely key. You're not going to be trying to impress your viewers with the digital quality or sharpness. So yeah, still a beast. I'm actually going to shoot a bit more on it. Actually, wait, there's something I need to mention. I don't know exactly whether I prefer the flip up screen or the flip out screen, because let me show you. On the Canon R5, I have this screen that flips out, and then on the G7X, we have this screen that flips upwards. Now, I don't know exactly which one I prefer. I'm used to the flip out, like on the R5, because every camera I've ever owned in recent history pretty much had a flip out screen, and I'm used to that whether I'm vlogging or just shooting in general. But this one has the flip up screen, which I honestly, in general, I feel like it is better for YouTube stuff, like just quickly looking up. It's also less noticeable when I look away from the camera, whereas if I'm using this one, it's clear when I'm looking off to my screen. And for some reason, I find myself looking up a lot just because I'm not used to it, but I feel like it's a better setup, especially also definitely for vertical content. I was saying this before, but if you hold it out like this is a great for shooting like vertical reels or shorts or TikToks and stuff, so that's really cool. Something that's kind of crazy is this camera has built-in ND filters. Now, ND filters are basically sunglasses for your camera so that you don't have to close your aperture a lot or raise your shutter speed a lot. So right now the ND is off. Let's see if you can see a difference. I'm right in front of my window, so it's a pretty bright scene. So right now the ND filter is off. Let's turn it on. So yeah, now the ND filter is on. Is there more background blur? I'm not sure. Do you notice any difference? It's funny because when you turn on the ND filter, the camera tells you you're opening your aperture and lowering your shutter speed values. So those are both things you want to do to get professional quality video. So how does it look? I like the fact that it has built-in ND. Not even my Canon R5 has built-in ND. So that's definitely a convenient thing to have built into the camera. I have it on auto exposure. There it is, kind of adjusting. I think it tries to prioritize the face. It does on auto exposure, and I do like that. It's really cool for vlogging and all that. And you can stick, look at my setup right now. This is what you're gonna be able to do with small cameras. Stick it in places that other cameras just can't go to get more unique shots. You can also put it in a neutral picture profile. This is what I'm shooting on right now. And this just gives you a bit more dynamic range, so probably a little bit more flexibility in post. And it's a less like saturated and ready image in case you like a more desaturated look. I think it looks great. I like this camera, fuck, because I have enough cameras. I'm trying to minimize my camera gear and you know, focus more on storytelling and all that jazz. But camera gear is exciting. But I need to get lenses and websites and other things first. So no, this is not my camera. I know for a fact what I'm gonna like about this camera are the file sizes, because yes, 4K is great, cinematic as hell, but 1080p just does not kill your computer and your hard drive the same way 4K does. And I can pretty much probably shoot all day on like a 64 gigabyte card, where on my R5, my 256 gigabyte card lasts about an hour of 4K, like high quality 4K. And if I'm shooting slow motion, like 15 minutes. So having small file sizes is definitely a good selling point. I was editing the video and completely forgot to do an outro. So yeah, the G7X Mark II. This camera has hella potential, and I saw, oh my god, I turned it on. I saw when I brought it into the neutral picture profile, the quality just looked better, and with the built-in NDs, I think it's a really good camera. The only thing would be audio, in which I would actually recommend, if you want to get this camera, get it and then get like a lav mic or like a wireless mic that you can just record audio externally if you're trying to get a professional sound. But indoors, for me, it sounds perfectly fine. And it's just great autofocus, great colors, easy to use, and yeah, beast of a camera. I'm liking it too much. I'm liking it too much. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to pick it up, I have a link down in the description below. And I will see you guys in the next video, all right? Peace. I need to shoot some B-roll of it, actually.